Okay, this is Ransom1690 back here with part 3 of my video talking about, you know, how school wastes our time and more so the solution here because, I believe I pretty much already touched on like how just us being forced to focus strictly on our academic success in school is just a waste. So y'all can watch that in part 1 and part 2. I kind of start getting into more of how I think that the whole system can change to where it can benefit students to where they're not just being thrown out here to this cold reality and having to fumble around and not knowing what to do and all that type of shit. And I really think that this could work. But rather, if someone would take an eye and implement it, you know, that's, well, that's a whole nother thing. But before I go on, I want to read this comment on my video that he puts it beautifully. So here's what he says. So he says, this is from Timothy, I may pronounce this wrong, Dowd. It's weird. Timothy, I'm just going to say Timothy Dow, 4180. So what he says is, schools should teach people how to live day to day as adults, like taking care of our homes, vehicles, and how to relate and deal with other people, managing our finances, job searches, taking care of our mental well being, and how to understand and deal with the legal system and our government. And he put that beautifully, okay? And I wholeheartedly agree, and that's basically the gist of what I'm going to talk about now because we how I see it is school wastes for the majority of your life. Like it wastes 12 years of your life just on these bullshit academics. And maybe here and there they may touch on the basics. I mean, the small minority of what you need to know, like maybe if you're in the States like I am, then that may be like the Constitution and U.S. Constitution and, knowing your rights and all of that. But that's just a small percentage of what you need to know to be able to function out here in this society. So it's like how I feel is that this system needs to change, okay? And how it needs to change, last time I talked about how from as soon as you enter like sixth grade, how like schools need to already be prepping you to be able to deal with you know, the expectations of work out here in our society. It shouldn't be, oh, wait until you turn 18 or 17 because that's when most people start working is maybe in their 17, maybe 16, but it's for the most part not prioritized until you becoming a legally an adult, which is 18. So I think like from the moment you enter sixth grade, which I think that's around, if I can remember how old I was around that time, let me count real quick. So I'm 31 now, so going back to 2006, uh, shit, I may not, well, I don't fucking know. Like I may have been like maybe 14, 13. Just giving an estimate, I may be wrong, y'all can help me out with that, by the way. But just so I don't take up too much time on this video, that is the grade period where school needs to be preparing you for this society, and and not just work, because having a successful life is a lot more than just going to work, but it's part of what's necessary, because unfortunately you need money in this society, so you need to be learning right then how to work, how to save money, and just how to do interviews, how to write a resume, just stuff like that. And like I'm like in sixth grade. Not I know I'm stressing not real a lot, but not in 10th grade, not in 11th grade, not in 12th grade. And like as soon as you start getting ready, like you transition over from primary school to secondary school, like or getting ready to, that's when that needs to be a primary focus. So that should be the core of, I'm gonna say, your 5th and 6th grade year. And as after that, as soon as like you kind of get laced up on the gist of how to do that, then once you enter into 7th grade, then that's when schools should start preparing you to focus on what career you may potentially want to pursue for the rest of your life. And this is where stuff gets interesting, because I mentioned in part 2 of my video that, in order for this to be implemented well, there has to be time for you to be able to keep up with work, right? Because you're already going to be entering into the workforce while you're still in your younger years, right? So I suggested that the school days need to be shortened for kids to be able to keep up with that and to still go to school and be able to get their lesson. But this time, instead of the lessons being purely just all of the bullshit that they make us do currently in grade school, it should be preparing you to pursue a career that you are interested in, that you want to do for the rest of your life. And as soon as you enter into 7th grade, that is when the entire curriculum should change. That is when the first off, there is no more colleges, okay? This is my perfect ideal of exactly how you can get the most out of this. And for this to be useful, no colleges need to be no more. Okay, so there is no more fucking people waiting until they're adults to go into debt. There is no more fucking, I need to try to pay this tuition fee to get into this college, to learn this trade or this skill, to potentially pursue a career and whatever I want. Instead, all of this stuff that is being locked behind a paywall, a college fee, all of that needs to be in public schooling. Yes. So let's say you want to learn to be a doctor. Well, then there should be programs in school that teaches you all of that. And that's where, like, I guess science can kind of become more useful, because now you need to know about, like, the human body. Now that's when it's important for you to know about what the cells do, or how different solutions may affect the body. That's when you may want to start taking some science or human anatomy, because that, being a doctor, or, that has to do with some science a bit. But let's say I'm going to just use my favorite little activity and artist. Well, there should be a program in public schooling dedicated to you learning how to be a professional master artist. They're like, learning how to draw and paint, how to use different mediums, how to, learning about different technology that's coming out, like I know people are drawing on their on these like digital pads now, learning about stuff like that, learning how to promote or sell yourself, I guess you can say. You may want to take a bit of audio video production to learn how to do that. Let's say you want to learn how to, be a mathematician. Well, then you can choose if you want to take the more advanced versions of math, like calculus and all of that, to be a mathematician. Now, I know it kind of sounds like what we already have now, but the difference here is that you get to choose solely what you want to focus your attention on. There is no more first grade reading, second grade math, third grade. I'm sorry, first period reading, second period math, third period science, and just this whole bullshit of forcing you to cram down multiple, knowledges from these multiple subjects just to take a fucking test. That is through. There is no more fucking tests, no more standardized tests, no more Scantron, this and that, or, this is to prepare you not to pass a test, but to be able to fucking do what you want to do in your life, basically. And I think that this whole testing shit, like we really got into a habit of, if you can pass a test, then that means you're smarter, you're ready. Like, tests mean jack shit. Just because you can fill in a bubble on a Scantron sheet, that doesn't mean, and you can make a good grade out of it, that doesn't mean that does not prepare you for fucking life. So it's like what this right here, what I'm talking about, it's basically college, but you're getting all of those resources in public schooling. Like, everything that you would get in college is available to you in public schooling, free of charge, so you don't have to pay for it. Like, from 7th grade till 12th grade, you get to focus on the subject of your choosing that you wish to pursue in your field of study. And I'll go even further than that. I would extend the years in which you have to attend school. So really, you wouldn't graduate at 12th grade. I would add maybe 3 more years to it, because like when you turn 17 or 18 and you're legally classified as an adult, that's bullshit. in my opinion, because you still, I mean, depending, I know there are some exceptions here to that, but for the most part, a lot of people still isn't gonna know shit. Like, when just because you turn 18, that doesn't mean, oh, you're ready for what to do things that this society expects of you. you know, and I think that's kind of stupid that we've placed this uh you know thing, this almost like this goalpost where, oh, as soon as you turn 18, you already need to have your life in order. You need to know what you want to do. You need to know what you want to pursue as a career, because some people just don't know. They may not have the kind of support, or like, they just may not know right then. So it's like, to make further, just give people more time to figure that out. They can have the option to maybe to attend a little bit more schooling to figure out what they want to do. After the 12th grade period. And I think that would be a really good idea, to make sure everyone gets the same quality of education, everyone gets the same opportunities. Definitely everyone gets the same opportunities, because it's no longer locked behind a fucking paywall. And more like, and touching on more of the stuff you can learn, like what this guy was talking about in his comments, understanding the legal system, learning how to take care of your home, home improvement. That can be a course that you can take in school at your own, at your own leisure, because you still got to go to work. Okay, you will still be expected to maintain your job, so it will work like a college course, but without the fucking bullshit of money or tuition fees. So you can choose how much hours you want to attend whatever study you want to do. And then when you got to go to work, you're like, hey, I'm going to work, and just, that will be, to me, that would be a good idea. Like, if you want to learn home improvement, learn how to fix homes, learn how to fix cars, driving. That is a very important one. Everybody needs to know how to fucking drive, okay? Driving, especially here in the States, that is a necessity. And I think that's bullshit that, the most necessary thing you need to know how to do to get around from point A to point B is also locked behind a fucking paywall. You driving school, you gotta pay money for that. Why? Why the fuck should you have to pay money for stuff you need to know to fucking survive? Just think about it, and that's why, like, I'm proposing this idea, because everyone should have equal opportunity to know the things they need to know to not only survive, but to thrive, to do whatever it is they want to do in their life, to actually be able, have the opportunity to actually pursue a fulfilling career. And I think it's also stupid that, again, like, why are they fucking forcing people to go through 12 years of schooling, learning junk that they're gonna fucking forget, and then Oh, when they turn when they hit 12th grade or when they turn 18, oh, now you got to start thinking about this other stuff. Now you got to start thinking about what you want to do for the rest of your life. Now you got to start thinking about things like car insurance or house down payments or house maintenance. Now you got to start thinking about all of the stuff that actually matters when you were made to fucking waste 12 goddamn years in a faulty ass system doing bullshit, or the majority of it bullshit. And that really pisses me off when I fucking think about that shit. So it's like, that's why I think we, the government, whoever, should find a, well, I guess we, because I mean the government ain't gonna, they don't give a fuck about us. But there needs to be a way to implement this so people isn't just being thrown out here to this society and being hit with the reality that, oh wait, everything takes fucking money to do, but I gotta struggle and work some job I don't like for X amount of years because, I wasted all that time in school just doing bullshit academics. Like, it needs to be a way to change this shit to where it's fair for everyone, to where it works in everyone's favor. And that's what I think that we need, that needs to be implemented. Like, I don't know how, I don't know, but I mean, this is just my idea that I'm putting out here to y'all. Now, I remember I talked to my mom about it like last year, and she disagreed. Like, she was basically defending the system because she was like, oh, like the stuff that I'm proposing, she was trying to make excuses and say that, oh, well, that's too much stuff to be implemented in like a public school. Well, who said it had to be just one public school? Like, who says there couldn't be multiple schools where, as you advance in grade, it works just like it already works in public school? You fucking advance to a different school as you advance in grade that may have, like, more of this access to information or to things that you can learn to prepare yourself for the future, like what I'm talking about. And so I think that was just a real cheap excuse, and she was just basically defending the college system. Well, that's where college comes in. I mean, why the fuck do people need to pay money for necessary education to be able to survive in this life? I mean, not just survive, but just to fucking live. That is my point. That's what she wasn't getting. People are going into debt just to go to these stupid ass colleges to get a fucking degree in something that may or may not get them a job. And that's the fucking problem. No one should be going into debt for a maybe this can work in my favor, for a maybe this can get me a job. No one should be going into debt at all, So that's why, at least what I'm talking about, you can at least have the opportunity to figure out exactly what you want to do and what's in demand for this society well before you even hit your adulthood. That's the point that I was trying to make, but I guess she didn't get that, And you have guidance too from teachers and counselors. At least in a perfect world, you would, not all teachers or counselors are good. I understand that. But you don't have to just with what I'm proposing, you don't even have to just learn one thing. You can learn multiple things, but you're choosing to learn it. So it's like with me, let's say, I wanted to learn how to be a master artist, But that may you I don't want to put my eggs in one basket. So maybe I may want to learn a trade on the side, like maybe how to fix stuff, like or how to fix air conditioning units, or just something on the side or that can really help you to have more options to what you can do in your life. So now you have multiple fields of training, but you're getting all of that in school free of charge and in the form I don't know formative, well, the golden years of your life, basically, starting from 7th grade. That's fucking amazing. Like, do y'all know how amazing that sounds? That is amazing. And if we had a system like that, I am I am telling y'all, there would be much more success rates in our success stories in our society. There wouldn't be as much homelessness. Like, you would have to try. You basically have to try to fail at this point, because everything you need for success is basically being handed to you on a silver platter. You would have to try to fail at this point. And that's the system we need to start implementing instead of this bullshit that we got now. Oh, just go to school and we're gonna learn this outdated history again about how the 13 colonies succeeded from fucking Great Britain, or we're gonna learn what this the minerals type of minerals of this rock are composed of, and then we're gonna fucking force you to cram all this knowledge, take a test over it, and move on to some other subject. That's not gonna fucking help you in this life unless you're pursuing that type of field. Like, that's bullshit.